No paid leave, no sick days, no sales support, and a CEO who can't afford to disappear for 30 days without the whole business falling apart. Does that sound familiar? That's a reality for most solopreneurs and content creators for that matter, because they actually didn't build a business. They built the most stressful job and maybe even the most underpaid job you can imagine. If that's you, so if you're running things by yourself and you struggle with the demand your business puts on you, keep watching. I'm going to share 3 simple steps that help me avoid burning out and run my business instead of being the business. Hey, welcome back. Tobias here. I spent 4 years as IT department head before I built my own online consulting business. And one of the things I learned fast in IT is this. Any system where a single person holds all the critical knowledge is not a system, it's a liability. There's a name for it as well. It's called the bus factor. If that one person gets hit by a bus tomorrow, does the system keep running or does everything stop? If you're like most solopreneurs and content creators out there, you have a bus factor of 1. That one person is you. And you don't have to be getting hit by the proverbial bus. It can be a holiday, a family emergency, or 5 days off the flu. That's enough to break the whole operation. The reality is that most of us don't think about this until it hits us in the face. And to be fair, it's easy to ignore. Because it feels right in the beginning. Clients showing up, invoices going out, cash coming back. Doing your own thing just feels good until it doesn't. So let's be clear, I want to give you concrete advice in this video. Something you can use to evaluate your situation right now and then show you 3 simple steps to turn the ship around in case your business is failing you. So here's the test. You leave right now, no warning, no handing work to someone, no auto replies. You walk away from your business for 30 days. What happens? Well, week 1 is fine. You've got the momentum. Clients can keep moving without you. The invoice you sent before you left gets paid. Your email sequence is still running on autopilot, as it should. Nothing looks broken just yet, at least from the outside. Just a few small issues popping up here and there. Someone has a question about a project. They email you. No response. They wait. They send a follow-up at the end of the week. No big deal, right? Well, here's what most solopreneurs actually overlook. Client trust is not built on output quality alone. It's built on your availability, your responsiveness, the sense that you're there. And guess what? You just went dark for a week. By week 2, the momentum is gone. Projects slow down because the client hit a decision point and they need input to move forward. That input or the context isn't written down anywhere. It lives in your head, which means the project is put on hold until you're back. Now, leads that came in during week 1, well, what happens to them? They've been waiting 8, 9, 10 days for a response. That's long enough to lose them permanently. If revenue generation in your business is a manual process, meaning it depends on you sending invoices individually, that pretty much stops cash flow right now. Interestingly enough, the business isn't broken because you're not working hard enough. It's broken by design. You build it to run on you. Every decision, every deliverable, every client interaction flows through you. That's a single point of failure architecture. One person doing all the work. No redundancy, no backup. When the flu takes you down, and it will, the business goes down. Period. This is not a motivation problem. It's not even a discipline problem, despite what the hustle gurus like to preach. It's a systems problem. And there is a system solution to that. So the good news is that we don't have to work harder. That's where the 3 steps come in that help me personally avoid burning out and run the business instead of being the business. Step 1 is to build a single source of truth. Every piece of information about your business, your client list, processes, offers, your pricing logic, whatever it is, needs to live in this one location. Not in your head, not in your inbox, not scattered across 5 different apps like Notion, Slack, and whatnot. One place where all the information goes. And just to be clear, with backups, of course, one location doesn't mean only one copy. Always have backups of your data. That goes without saying, I guess. What tool or software you end up using doesn't really matter. Use Notion, Google Docs, Dropbox, or a NAS like I do. The tool is not the point here. The structured approach to keeping your information is what matters. If this idea is completely new to you, start with 3 big picture categories like clients, offers, and operations. Who are your clients? What have they bought? What have they communicated that isn't in a formal email? Their preferences, their communication style, the things you currently know because you remember them, which means that information disappears the moment you disappear. Offers would be the second category. What's your core offer, your pricing, the scope of what's included and what is not? If someone else had to deliver your service tomorrow, could they read the SOP and actually do it? If the answer is no, that's an information gap right there. And category 3, operations, is about how you get new clients, how you onboard them, how you deliver the work, how you invoice, and how you follow up. The full life cycle written down. So this is the moment I usually get pushback from people because they say, I don't have the time to document all of this. I'm already at max capacity dealing with this in the first place. So I totally understand that, I really do, but there's another side to it. It's a reframe. You're not documenting for documentation's sake. You're transferring your knowledge into a format that doesn't require you to be present to function. Every hour you spend building your single source of truth today is an hour you buy back permanently for every future project. Every future hire, every future moment you want to step away without the whole thing collapsing. This is not admin work, this is infrastructure investment. And you don't skip infrastructure investment because you're busy. Start this week, find an hour or two, pull every piece of critical business knowledge that exists in your head and put it somewhere that is not your head. Step 2 that helped me big time is to systematize delivery. Building a single source of truth is all about knowledge. Step 2 is about the process, and there's a difference. Knowledge is what you know, process is what you do. Both need to come out of your head, and they require different approaches altogether. We're looking for step-by-step operational guides for handling specific tasks, and do so repeatedly. That's a standard operating procedure, an SOP. But hey, before you switch off because you've heard SOP 100 times before and it's like bone dry theory to you, let me give you the practical version. An SOP doesn't have to be a 40-page document. It should be 1 to 2 pages max. It can be a screen recording of you doing the task with a number checklist attached to it. It can be a Google Doc with 12 bullet points. The format really does not matter. What matters is that the process is no longer stored up here, where depending on your mood and your focus, it actually comes out differently every time. So here's a concrete example from my own work. Every time I upload a new video to YouTube, I used to do that from memory. Same steps every time, but always a bit different. Sometimes I forgot to add hashtags or add some information in the description. We're talking small inconsistencies, but over time, inconsistency erodes output quality. Inconsistency creates extra work, which costs time. Time I don't want to spend on repetitive tasks like uploading videos. Now I have this 2-page SOP where every step is documented in the right order. I can run through it in a few minutes and get the same output every time reliably. And if I go on vacation for 3 weeks tomorrow, my mom can run through that SOP without asking me a single question. Well, technically speaking. My point is that the steps are so clear that anyone else can follow them with little training up front and get the same result and quality as if I do it myself. If someone else can't execute the process without asking questions, it's not documented properly, and that needs to get fixed. An important question to ask now is, how do you prioritize? Well, personally, I started with a task that repeated a lot. Things like uploading video twice a week or shooting footage in the first place. Just ask, what do you do every single week? And document those tasks first. Then work down to monthly, quarterly, and yearly. Think of it like a maintenance schedule. You do not service everything at the same time. you manage the things that you run most often, because those are the ones that most likely fail and most likely cause damage when they do. Ultimately, the goal is to hand someone a login and the SOP, and they can understand your entire process without you micromanaging them for weeks on end. And that's the difference between being stuck in a job and a business in its early operational stages. All right, back to business now. Step 3, and this is where we install redundancy. Now, step 1 and 2 take your knowledge and processes out of your head and turn them into a system. Step 3 is where you make that system work without you. And this is where most solopreneurs actually stall, because they hear the word delegate and it triggers one of two responses. First one is usually, I can't afford to hire anyone. And the second one is, no one can do it as well as I can. While that's understandable, both of these statements are also the reason that make you the slave of your business. I can't afford to hire anyone. Let's talk about this statement really quick. What is 1 hour of your time really worth? Not what you charge, but what is it worth to your business in terms of value? Just think about it. If you bill at $100 per hour and you're spending 3 hours a week on inbox management, well, that's $300 of your time going to a task a $15 per hour virtual assistant could handle. You're not saving money by doing it yourself. You're spending $300 to avoid paying $45. That's a systems error right there. The math on delegation almost always makes sense, meaning the resistance to this is rarely financial. Which brings me to the second response. No one can do it as well as I can. It's probably true for now, but just think about it. They don't need to do it as well as you do. They need to do it to a defined standard, which you can set, by the way. The only reason you don't have a defined standard just yet is because you probably skipped step 2 that we talked about earlier. When you have real SOPs, you're no longer delegating based on hope. You're delegating based on specifics. And you're not saying, here, go handle this. You're saying, hey, here's a process, here's the output standard, and here is how we will measure performance. That's a completely different conversation. And it's a conversation that leads to consistent output at the end of the day. So don't delegate trust, delegate a process. That's exactly how you build your first layer of support. Start really small, one task at a time, and pick the most time-consuming, lowest skill task on your plate right now. Document that and find someone to take it on. Monitor how it goes for 4 weeks, adjust the SOP, see where the process breaks down, and then move on to the next task. It's that simple, but as you can probably tell, it's not a sprint, it's a migration. You're migrating work out of your head, one task at a time, until all the critical functions of the business can run without you in the loop. And when that migration is complete, when clients are being served, leads are being pampered, whatever you want to call it, and invoices go out, money comes back, and none of that requires you to sit on your desk, you will no longer have a job, you'll have that business that you want. So let me close this loop with the disappearing act now from the beginning. Walking away for 30 days is not just a thought experiment, it's a diagnostic tool. If running it in your head just revealed points of failure in week 1, in week 2, or even beyond that, those aren't random inconsistencies. They're system design failures, and they have system design solutions. 3 steps is all it takes to fix your systems fast. So number 1 is build a single source of truth. Get the knowledge out of your head and into a structured, accessible location. Step 2 is to systematize your delivery. Document your repeatable processes to a standard where someone else, like your mom, can execute them without asking you a single question. And that's your benchmark. Number 3 is to create redundancy. Delegate a task per week, because the math already proves you can't afford not to. Start building that system and the architecture that generates revenue when you step away. And that's the difference between operator in your business and being the owner of your business. Chances are you started this business to have more freedom, more control, more money than a regular job could give you. But if the stress test just proved that you can't have it at the moment, you need to fix it. And that's exactly what this channel is here to help you do. If you want to see the exact way how I build my 1 to 2 page SOP, check out this video over here or check out the link in the description below. I put a free template there you can use to build your own SOPs within minutes. Alright, that's it for now. I see you next time.